to college as a freshman as a nursing major, and that has been what I wanted to be since I was a little girl. I was about seven years old, and I was in Costco with my mom, and she stopped and she started talking to this lady, and this lady, they just chatted for a while, and then we walked away, and I was like, Mom, who was that? And she said, oh, that was my midwife when I had you. And I was like, well, what's a midwife? And she was like, oh, it's someone who helps moms when they're pregnant for when they have their baby. And I was like, that's what I want to do. And literally since that day, that has been what I wanted to do. And so all throughout high school, I volunteered at the local hospital in our town to kind of like get used to the environment and see if I really did like it, and I did. I really enjoyed it there and all the jobs that I had to do there. I remember sitting in my very first meeting, like the one you go to as a freshman, like before classes even start, where you just meet with like everyone that's a freshman in your major and you kind of like talk to the professor. And so I remember going to that and sitting there going, I don't want to do this. Like, I couldn't like put my finger on it, like just something inside of me just like changed all of a sudden sitting there. And I remember walking out of that meeting just going, I've wanted to do this my whole life. And all of a sudden this like little seed of doubt has sprung. And so I just was like, brush it off, it's fine. I'll get over it, you know? And so I kept going to my classes, and you know, I did my classes, my nursing classes, and I just the whole time was like, it's not that I don't enjoy the content, I just don't feel like this is where I'm supposed to be right now. And it was so weird to me, and I remember just calling my mom and crying and like, Mom, I don't understand, like I've wanted to do this, I still want to do this. It's not that I don't want to be a nurse, I can't explain it, I just feel like I can't, I don't know. And so my mom at first was like, just stick with it, like I think you're just nervous. And then eventually she was like, Jayln, this is not like you. Like when you set your mind to something, you do it. So it's weird that I was so like doubting it so much, I guess, that I should be doing nursing. And so she finally said like, okay, then try something else and see if that helps. And so I switched to a communication major, and I did that for about a semester, and I just did not enjoy the classes. I didn't like dislike them. It was just I was a public relations major, and it was too office-y, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I don't know, I wouldn't want a job sitting behind a desk. So then I was like, well, I guess that's not for me. And so in the effort of, I don't really know what, I changed to a theology major because I knew I really enjoyed, I don't know. I enjoy working in churches. Like at home, when I'm home, I love like helping with the kids programs and being a part of like praise teams, all that kind of stuff. And so I was like, maybe this would be good. Like I could still do, like my communication classes would help, but then I would also be able to work like in a church maybe someday. And so I was like, maybe that. I didn't want to be a pastor or anything, like, I don't know. So I just did that. And I did that for like, well, I mean, I committed to that, like wanting to do it for 1/2 of a semester. And then I kind of realized that that wasn't meant for me, just because A, I hate writing papers. And that is like half of what theology majors do. And B, it was just like, I feel like I was trying to compensate for feeling like lost by doing like the biblical thing, right? Like, if that makes sense, I don't know. So I did that for a little bit, and then I was like, I don't enjoy this either, but I was like, I've already changed my major twice, what do I do? So I kind of looked back on my time at Dort, and I thought, what are the things I have loved while I was here? And I was like, well, I mean, my friends, obviously. Like, I love my friends. I have the whole time. I've gotten to know great people here. So, okay, that's one, but that's not a major. And then I thought, well, I've enjoyed I've enjoyed choir and music. But I took piano lessons when I was younger, and I did not commit myself or practice as much as I should have. And so I did not get very good, and so I was like, well, I could do music, but it would be really hard for me because I just didn't do it enough when I was younger. And then thought, I've had my theater scholarship since I came to Dort, so maybe I should do that. But that was kind of like another one of those just like little seeds that started out like, oh, I brushed it off. Because me, a theater major, no, like I would not do that. Just not that it's bad, but just that like I never, ever in a million years would have imagined myself as a theater major. Like I do it for fun. So like, do you really do something just for fun as a major? I don't know. So I started thinking about that. And then I think about it some more, and just like the doubt about being a nursing major, all of a sudden I come to the conclusion that, yeah, that's what I should do. So I switched to being a theater major. And so three major choices later, here I am, a junior, finally settled on something because I can't change it anymore, so that's kind of nice. It's kind of a good place to be. I can't really change it even if I wanted to. And really enjoying my classes. I guess that's just really what it's taught me, is that I need to, and listen to my intuition is one thing it's taught me, right? Like, don't be so afraid of those little seeds, those little things that pop up in your head. Follow them, see where they lead sometimes. Rely on God to guide you. And that's hard for me to say because I still don't have like a specific like, well, I think God told me to do this, right? But now looking back, I can be like, I think maybe God was trying to point me in a direction. So, yeah. God's plan, God's unexpected plan, God's alternative ending.